happy New Year. So here we are, 2020. It is the year, a new decade. We have our entire life in front of us. No matter what age you are, no matter where you are, even no matter how desperate it may seem to reclaim your life and reshape your life, it is possible. And I'm here to tell you it's possible because not only have I done it, but I help women do it every day. And I'd love for you to be the next woman I help. And we have I think we have over 3,700 women in this group who all feel crazy busy, who all feel out of balance. Hi, Tracy. Who all feel out of balance, who are trying to do better every day, who are desperately trying to put themselves on the list in their life and get a little more and not feel so exhausted or overwhelmed. And it's possible to change that trajectory. And today's Facebook Live, we talked about launching into the new year, into the new decade. I got to tell you, in full honesty, because we've got a lot of new women in this group. Happy New Year. We have a lot of new women in this group, so some people might not know me well. One thing you need to know about me is that I'm honest. I'm not perfect. I am a recovering perfectionist. I just, it's about progress, not perfection. I am 10%, if not 3% ahead of all of you in my journey. I've worked really hard to get out of crazy busy and be in balance in my life, which, by the way, means me in the center and in control of my life and making decisions based on my values. Not necessarily I work a limited amount of time and I have, or the same amount of time I play. That's not what balance is to me. Balance is who's in control of your life. Balance is about, am I out there making decisions based on disappointing, guilt, or pleasing, or am I making decisions based on my values and my life and my priorities? And once we shift that focus, everything changes and possibilities and opportunities open up and peace comes and quietness comes and joy comes. It's an amazing thing. But how do you do that? So what I'd like to do with starting this year, for everybody in this group, we know we pick a word of the month. I've waited until, the 8th or whatever, because I want to talk about a word of the year. But I want to do something in bonus this year because somebody just did it for me. One of my coaches, because I'm constantly being coached, asked me for a word to give up, something to give up from my past, whether it's last year or forever, and something to own in the new year. And I really love that because I really believe about picking word of the month and word of the year to be a guiding light, a North Star about where we want to go, because every woman in my group who makes change is living an intentional life. They set out intentions, they live towards those intentions. They're not getting lost and swept up in the busyness of their life. They're living grounded in their intentions, their goals, their values, and their dreams. And so part of that, just a little baby step in that direction, is picking a word of the month. But a word of the year is even more important. No pressure, but it's something that is, even if you don't believe it's attainable, guys, go big or go home. Pick something big or pick something meaningful. Pick something weighty that's going to help you guide towards something. And it's okay. Like, I used to be afraid of goals. I'm really working hard this year to really focus on goals and have action plans. It's something I've never really done well, except in work. But in my life, it always intimidated me. And it always was it used to be a vehicle for me to beat myself up. A vehicle for me to say, see, I didn't make it happen, or see, I can't figure out how to put myself first. And now I realize putting out that goal is putting out an intention. And, making baby steps towards that goal, whether we actually reach the exact version of that goal or not, is still progress. And so I'm not scared of goals anymore. And I make them audacious. I make them big, swing for the fences goals, because that's the life I want. And if I'm not even wishing for it or putting it out in the universe, then how can I ever achieve it? So we meet goals every day in our work and we slay them. But for some reason, when we do it in our life, a lot of crazy busy women, it intimidates them, it scares them, it feels like pressure. It's like, I don't want to do another goal. Jesus. It feels pressure. A lot of people right now, because new year, new decade, those words together and like, how can I change my life? These are big concepts, feels like pressure. So the baby step is a word. What word are you willing to give up? And what word are you willing to own? And the willing to give up isn't just a word, it's what that word means and working towards giving it up. And just making a claim is the first step. A claim to say, this will no longer rule me or define me. What is that word? I want you all to pick one. And then what word do you want to own? That's your northern light, northern star. Am I saying that wrong? Uh, that destination that you want, that you're working towards. What's that? Every day that you can take a little bit of. So to share with you, the importance of this is to make claims in your life that it can be different and starting to believe it's possible and then doing things towards that. You can't just put it out there and not do anything towards it. But this reminder, so once you pick these words, one, when you pick the word you want to let go, I want you to spend some time with it. So let me share with you what my word is. And I got to tell you, it's wrapped up in 3 words. So, but the word that keeps on coming up to me is expectations. I realized in this program that I was in at the end of the year to help me set goals for the new year and help me learn some new skills about setting goals and embracing goals, they had us talk about all these like unexpected blessings in our lives and these peak moments in our lives. And I had a hard time recalling a lot of them because I was in the moment in something that I was struggling with and dealing with that was pretty tough this December. And I looked back in my phone and I looked at all my photos from the last year because I tend to take photos when I'm feeling joyful. And I realized what a remarkable, fun, amazing year it was, not only for me, but for my daughter, for my relationship, for my life. And in the moment that I was sitting there asking the question before I looked at my phone, I was in the moment of a struggle because a lot of people I love right now are facing some pretty serious health issues. And I was just feeling somewhat sad about it and defeated a little about it because we didn't have a path forward yet. Thankfully we do now. But anyways, I was sitting there in this moment versus looking at the whole year in perspective. And when I looked at all those photos, I realized how much joy and fun and what a remarkable year it was. And also all the things that I accomplished because I was able to see it in a different light and get away from my own energy in a way. And then I had this huge aha, which was in each and every one of those situations or categories in my life, my relationship, being a mom, my career, my life, what really turned down the light for me in each of those categories was expectations I had, whether it be an expectation of time. Like I have this goal, and I had it last year, of building this community of women and helping women and building a business, helping women get out of crazy busy and live the life of purpose and joy and peace, to have a big life and a big career and show them they don't have to give up their life or give up happiness to live their life because they've got a lot on their plate. I really believe that's my purpose. And I didn't think I made as much progress as I thought. But then I looked at the metrics and I looked from perspective, and I had an expectation of where I wanted to be. And because I wasn't there, I didn't give myself any credit for all the things that I actually accomplished towards that goal. And then I realized that there were so many times in the last year I beat myself up about motherhood for a variety of reasons. Every mom, if you're a mom out there, you know that you have this idea of the mom you want to be, and there's these moments of struggle or frustration with your child. Mine is prepubescent or pubescent, and it is a struggle sometimes. And I don't show up as my best self all the time, and I spend a lot of time putting expectations on myself about motherhood, and I spend a lot of time, I didn't realize this, putting expectations on my relationship, what it should look like, how it should feel, where we should be. And I don't know, I looked at these pictures, and these pictures were just pure joy. They were just fun. They were joyful, fun adventures, all these things we did. And I think that as crazy busy women, we can get caught up in it not looking the way it was supposed to, it not being the way it was supposed to, not happening at the time we thought, the pressure we put on each other, ourselves, the world, about how things should go, how things should look. If we don't do it perfectly, we don't give ourselves credit. If we don't reach a goal, we don't give ourselves credit for how far we've come. We just put so much crap on top of joy and joyful moments. And I think the single most important thing for me to give up from my past, and certainly from last year, is expectations. And I've got to I want to figure out how to let expectations go and just simply be in the moment more. Not judge it, not put pressure on it, not put expectations on it. So expectations is a word I want to destroy this year. I don't want it to rule my life because I realize it's diminishing my joy. And for my word of the year, my guiding light, my northern light, my North Star, whatever, I am vacillating between two words. I haven't really nailed it yet. It's either joy or ease. I think that sometimes I can get stuck in the hard work of things. I'm a good worker. I have been a worker my whole life. I work hard for everything I've got. And what if things could just be easy and flow? What if I don't have to work hard and I still can reach my destinations and get my things done? And I'm willing to explore that this year. I want to feel the ease of life and be in the flow of life instead of the work of life. I'm really good at the work of life. I used to get value off of that I was a hard worker. It was part of my identity. I'm walking away from that. And my northern light is ease and joy. I shouldn't have two words. I need to get down to one. So maybe it's joy, maybe it's ease. I don't know. I'm leaning towards ease, but I don't know. And if you have two, it's okay. But I'm giving up expectations. I'm working towards just completely obliterating it in this new year. And I'm going towards ease and joy. So what is the word or thing that's weighing you down, that's diminishing your joy, that you just friggin' want to get rid of? Is it judgment? Is it saying the word I'm tired all the time? Is it responsibility? Is it guilt? Is it worry? What is it? What do you want to get rid of? And what do you want to go towards? I want you each to pick a word. What are you willing to get rid of? And what are you willing to own in 2020? That is the start of our journey. If we can do that and we have those two claims in our life, those two stakes in the ground in our life, we're already better than we were yesterday. And all we need to do is move that ball a little forward each and every day by thinking about ourselves and putting ourselves first and having time to think about ourselves. So let me tell you that if joy turns out to be my word, I need to ask myself several times a day, and specifically when I'm feeling pressure or stress or anger or any of those emotions, what can I do to bring a little joy? And it doesn't have to be a trip or something big. It can be like, maybe I turn on the music and just dance around, or maybe I just take a walk with my dog, or maybe I just get on the floor and play with my dog. That brings me joy. Or maybe I just look at my daughter and just say, let's take 20 minutes and talk, or whatever. Like, where can I grab joy? Ease is a harder one, and I've got to figure out little things I can grab towards making things easy. And maybe it's just breathing. I don't know. But once you pick the word, you've got to own it every day. Okay. Hi, Debbie. You got to own it every day. So this is your mission, girls, ladies. Pick a word that you're willing to give up and obliterate, and pick a word that you're willing to own. Okay. Own and make steps every day to own, and get in the practice of owning it, because it's not going to come naturally. Obviously, it's a word that you've chosen because you want something you don't have. I have joy, of course, in my life, but I want more. I have ease in my life in a lot of places and flow, but I want more. So go swing to the fences, go big, audacious in that word, please, and have it be a stretch a little. And then we'll work on taking every day as a little step. So we're going to post a separate post, and everybody having to claim by the end of the week. Oh gosh, that's tomorrow. By Monday, a word to let go and a word to own in 2020. And I just want to end with, that's the way we're going to launch 2020. And in this year ahead, we're going to talk a lot about the pain of crazy busy and what it's costing you, because what I've seen over and over again is that the people that don't get out of crazy busy, there's some commonalities. And I'll give you three. There are more, but I'll give you three. One is it is so ingrained in their identity that in a weird way, they're too afraid to let it go. Like, who would I be if I wasn't busy? Because then I'm going to have to, basically face some shit, excuse my language. And they're afraid of it. So fear is one of them because it's so steeped into their identity. The second one is really this belief that it's not possible, that they can't even get out of their own way and be hopeful enough to say it can be different. And the last one is a total lack of, how can I say this? The last one is really that the women that say no aren't willing to, they've gotten so used to being invisible in their life. This is the best way to describe it. They've gotten used to being so invisible in their life that it feels selfish to do something for themselves, to want more for themselves, even want more for themselves, even hope for more for themselves. And those are three huge barriers for women taking the step to say, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to be different. And let me tell you, I had a birthday, December 30th, that I posted. I'm getting older. I can't even believe I'm in my early 50s, and I'm not even going to be able to say that much longer. I don't feel it. But what I know for sure is this next decade is going to look a hell of a lot different than last decade, because I'm at the center of my life and everything is possible. And I actually believe that. And I actually cannot wait to see what that brings, because I spent a large part of the last decade not even so burdened by my life that I didn't even know it was even possible to think that it could be different. And then when I started to invest in myself and take time for myself and prove that I could take time and the world didn't fall down and that I wasn't being selfish, every door in my life opened and everything was possible. And now I'm on the other side of it. And granted, it's a continual journey to fight crazy busy because our lives are intense and have a lot going on. But now I have the tools. In December, I needed all the tools that I've learned over the last 5 years to help me not go back down that rabbit hole, because everything that could go wrong did go wrong, but there was still so much going right. And the old me would never have been able to see that. And I really worked hard to continue to keep that in place and use my tools to get out of my own way and be responsible for my own attitude and be responsible for my own energy. And, recognizing this is not a great time, but so what now? I love that line. My coach says that all the time to me. So what now? Like, so what now? And the what now is for me to move forward and to put plans in place and to use my tools and to claim my future. And I want that for all of you, because I know I've seen in so many women where they start and where they end up. And it's just like they start here and they have like almost like dead eyes because they're so in struggle and survival mode. And then their shoulders come down and the eyes light up and things are possible. And they're creating things they didn't even know were possible or even in their minds, because now they have quiet in their life and opportunity and joy and all of these wonderful things can happen. So that's all I have to say for today. I need you to believe that it can be different. I am here to show you it can be different. Call me today and let's get it to a call, and I'll show you baby steps to get you to the other side. And I'll show you it can be possible. Go to crazybusywomen.com and make this the best decade of your life, the best year of your life, and claim a word that you're willing to give up and a word you're willing to own. Love you guys. Bye.